Hi there. I've been meaning to paint some characters from the new Dune movies for quite a while. In fact, the first page of the sketchbook is still blocked by a drawing of Duke Leto the First, and I'm still procrastinating painting that one because there are a couple of things that I'm nervous about. But at least I'm moving physically closer to this painting in my sketchbook because I'm on the second page here, as well as thematically closer to it, with two paintings of his son, Paul Atreides, and his partner, Lady Jessica. I had originally wanted to paint this picture here of Lady Jessica because I think it's very striking with the contrast between her eyes and the other colors in this picture. But I reconsidered when I found this picture of Paul, and shortly afterwards I found this one of his mother, and I figured they would both look quite good together on one page. I am working in my Hahnemühle 100% cotton sketchbook, which I've been using a lot recently to paint portraits. Although weirdly enough, I'm still undecided if I actually like this paper and this sketchbook. But for these two, everything went very smoothly, and I might actually make my peace with this paper now. I'm also still using the portrait set by Core in collaboration with Ellie Cavanaugh. And these colors work perfectly for these two paintings. I've been using this set almost exclusively for my recent paintings, and I've grown very comfortable with the way I can mix colors with them. I will show you a couple of other paintings that I've done with this set. I did have to use a different blue because I wanted a very intense one for their eyes. So you might actually see me holding a different palette at some point. I was also a bit distracted when I painted these and committed some mortal videotaping sins. I had, I think, my water jar on the side opposite to my dominant hand and kept reaching over my painting, which is a big no-no for speed paintings because the camera will shift focus from your painting to your arm, back down to your sketchbook, back up to your arm, and that's really no good. And I also took a video call and held my phone really close to my painting while I was on a call with my family, so I had to cut that out. But all in all, it was a good painting experience. The painting for Paul took me 2.5 hours, and the one for Lady Jessica 3.5 hours. I am fully aware that I suck at sketching in my sketchbooks. I always get too lost in all the details and making everything as perfect as possible. So often end up with full paintings in my sketchbooks, and then I kind of regret having them in there because I can never hang them up unless I create copies of them. But once I've used up my sketchbooks, I hope I can break this habit and just work on loose sheets of papers for my more complex portraits. I definitely didn't think that it would take me so long to complete these two paintings, but even looking at the sped up footage now, it seems really slow when I'm working on Lady Jessica. I bought in a new color for her portrait, the green from the portrait set, and that really helped me mix a lot of the colors for her scarf. I also didn't quite pay attention that there's a pattern in the scarf, so what I painted is more or less a jumbled mess. But thankfully it's not too obvious when you look at it. I do wish I had painted both of their faces at the same time to harmonize them a bit more in terms of the lighting and how much yellow and orange I used. I did try to fix this a bit at the end by going over Lady Jessica's face with a few washes of yellow and orange paint. I also would have liked to add a background or maybe a painting of a little sandworm in the center, but that is where the fold of the page is, as well as the thread from the binding of the sketchbook. I've made the mistake before of painting in the center where stitch binding is, and the thread picks up your paint, and if you're unfortunate, it seeps onto the opposite pages. So just in the interest of preserving the sketchbook, I did not paint anything in the middle. While I was painting Paul, I also realized that I still don't know how to paint curly hair, so his hair ended up looking a bit straighter than it actually is. But overall, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. Unfortunately, my PC is less pleased because it's 6 hours worth of video footage sped up 55 times, and my PC is actually not good enough to let me preview the video and record the voiceover at the same time. Anyhow, my resolution or goal for 2026 is to finally get started on the Duke Leto painting on the first page of the sketchbook. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.